Hey, welcome back. So, when we retired, I think everyone expected us to keep our house. It seems like the safe decision. But for us, it wasn't, and it may not be for you. Our house would have ruined our retirement, and I'm going to explain why. So, I'm not saying that you should sell or downsize your home when you retire. I'm just saying that for us, this was the best decision, and if we hadn't done it, retirement would have been ruined. So, here's the situation. When you're in your early 40s, if you buy a home and you get a 30-year mortgage, well, if you're 45, 55, 65, 75, your last mortgage payment will be when you're 75 years old. So, the last decade of retirement, you're going to have a mortgage payment. And if you're like most folks, if you're like us, your income will have drastically dropped. And you may be thinking, well, I'll be able to make a mortgage payment. But what a lot of people fail to take into account is, well, how old is your roof? If you've got 30-year shingles on a roof and you're at the end of your, you've still got another decade of mortgage payments and your roof is shot, or your HVAC, replacing the HVAC might cost $10,000 to $20,000. Depending on the roof, if you've got shingles and a lot of different angles and things, that could be $10,000. So you might need to take out a home equity loan in order to uh, do a roofing job or replace the HVAC or a major appliance. And as these things get old, they start to fail. And you may not take that into account. And, when you're on a limited income, one leaky roof could ruin you. You'll have to take out another loan. Well, there's another payment uh, on top of what you're already paying if you're trying to pay off your mortgage. And all of the equity that you've got built up in your home, uh, it's lost. So in my job, I worked with lots and lots of older people in the community. And a lot of times this had happened to them is they had invested for decades in their home and then they just don't want to sell it. And I understand that. But then when you're 75 and 85 and you can't do home repairs anymore, and maybe you don't have family support that can do those things for you, and then you're still making payments on something that you're not going to take with you. When we die, we don't take any of that stuff with us. So it's something to really think about is, am I getting myself in a bind in my later years? And what we did was we reframed how we thought about our house. So it's not our forever home, it's part of our retirement portfolio. And we had built up some equity in that home because we've been paying on a mortgage for 20 years. And we could have either stayed there and then paid another decade of mortgage payments in retirement on a limited income and had to replace the roof and had to replace the HVAC and anything else that came up. Or we could sell it and take the equity out and live better in retirement. Use that money to help fund our retirement. I think a lot of folks have difficulty with that. We had difficulty with that. That's a tough decision when you've invested a couple of decades in a home, doing home repairs, doing home improvements, growing a garden, growing an orchard, whatever. And then to think, well, okay, we have to get rid of it. We have to sell it, and that's an emotional decision. But if you look at it as maybe when you're taking the loan out, you think ahead. Well, where am I going to be 30 years from now? in my life, what stage in my life am I going to be in 30 years when I make that last mortgage payment? Am I going to be 75 years old? Am I going to be able to take care of a bigger home? Am I going to be able to do home repairs? Am I going to be able to pay for a new roof or paint? you have to keep a house up if it's going to hold its value. So I think it's a difficult decision, but if you make the wrong decision, you could be stuck there in a home that you really can't afford, and you're no longer able to do home repairs, and all of your little bit of retirement income is going to just keeping this home up. So that's a difficult decision. So here's a few ideas that might help you get some clarity around that decision. You could look on websites like Zillow and see what other houses around your neighborhood that are comparable to yours, and the number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, the size of the acreage you have with your home, and see what they're asking for that, and then look at how much you owe, and that might give you some idea of how much equity you have in your home. You could talk to a real estate person too, and you could say, thinking about selling my house, haven't really made up my mind yet, but what do you think I could get for my house? What would be our asking price if we did decide to sell? You could get an appraisal. It might be worth an investment in just paying someone, a professional, to do that for you and get an appraisal and know how much money you have, and you can look at how much money you owe, and then you would get an idea of how much equity you have in your home. And let's look at a problem-solving tool. I showed this in my last video, and I think it's worth showing one more time, of just how you can look at the problem of, do I sell my house or don't I sell my house, from 4 different angles. Let's do that now. So I'm sure you're familiar with the pros and cons list, and this is pretty basic, pros of selling your house or the cons of selling your house. But you can also look at it from the other angle, the pros of not selling your house and the cons of not selling your house. Come up with the biggest list you can think of, even if the ideas on the list are not that good. They're not that realistic. Put them on there. Put them on your list. Get the longest list you can of the pros and the cons, and then switch it around and do the longest list you can of the pros of not selling and the cons of not selling. And this way you're looking at it from 4 different angles, and that might give you some clarity as to whether to sell your house or not. So that's a difficult decision, and that's the decision we made, is we decided that we're just going to sell everything and take the equity out and use the equity to boost our retirement savings. Is your home part of your retirement portfolio, or is it something that you're determined to stay in no matter what? And everybody's situation is different. You may have children that you intend to leave that home to, and hopefully they are helping you maintain it and keep it up as you get older. So that was our decision, and for us it worked out well that way. All right, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Okay, I'm sure you're familiar with the concept of doing a pros and cons list, pros of something and cons of something. In this case, selling your house, the pros of selling your house and the cons of selling your house. But you can also look at it from the pros of, damn it. So I'm sure you're familiar with the pros and cons list. We're taught to do this in school. Yeah. Damn it. Cons list. And this is pretty basic, pros of selling your house or the cons of selling your house. But you can also look at it from the other angle, the pros of not selling your house and the cons of not selling your house.